Hey guys, what's up? It is Game Fanatic Cook, and the only thing more mixed than the comments on my most recent video about Paradox Interactive is the Steam reviews of Stellaris DLC. Anyway, I thought I needed to make a second video to really cover what people said in the comments and kind of just deconstruct a lot of points that people made and why I still disagree with them and why Paradox is indeed one of the greediest gaming companies in the world to date. And now, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to start off with this guy. He really got in my head. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Living in my head rent-free is Daniel Soulhunter. First, it brings up the Tencent joke I made at the end of the video. I don't know why he really said anything about this, but obviously I never said Tencent had anything to do with what Paradox is doing. It was just a joke, so I don't know why I bring that up. DLC's discussion is somewhat random. If you paid attention to their streams, they already spoke about the pricing of DLCs in 2020 and 2021, an estimated percent of how much effort a DLC needs and how much time it can take. So basically what he's saying here is that Paradox Interactive said that this is how much time DLCs take and this is how much they need to be bought for it to be worth it. So what he's saying here is that he listened to Paradox Interactive and took what they said at face value, what their spokesperson said, and basically that's like Jeff Bezos telling you that Amazon warehouses are safe and their employees are treated fairly, which, you know, that's just a really dumb thing to do, is to take any multi-billion-dollar company for their word. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, Daniel here, and a lot of people in these comments, didn't seem to realize that, see right here, talking about comparing Terraria to Stellaris here, why I actually compared Relogic to Paradox. You see here, guys, is that Paradox Interactive, a lot of you had this impression here, a couple different people said this, that Paradox Interactive is not a AAA company. And then actually looking at the people forums of Paradox forums, people also agreed that they're not AAA. Unfortunately, that is very, very, very categorically false. Paradox Interactive is worth $2.77 billion. A AAA company is a company defined as having the ability to put tens of $millions towards the creation of a new game through marketing and just the development phase. When you have a net worth of $2.77 billion, have a yearly income of $180 million, yes, you are a AAA studio and you have more than enough money to market and develop games easily. They are a AAA studio, guys. They have more than enough money. They only have a total of about 800 employees between their development studio and their publishing company. And a better look would actually just be look at their development studio here as comparison, because that's 150. No, never mind. I'm not going to say that. That's not a better comparison, actually. But yeah, 800 employees for $180 million yearly and a net worth of $2.77 billion. And they are, I believe, in the 1% of most valuable companies in the world. When we look at that, 3,281, that's insane. Relogic, by the way, the guy said Terraria and the company behind Terraria was worth more than Paradox. Daniel, you're an idiot. Relogic, we don't know their net worth because, you know, they're private, but annual revenue of $3 million, which was reported compared to $180 million. So you're a little bit off, my man, Daniel. A little bit off. You're in my head rent free, so I'm really coming for you. So that's the first take I have to really shut down, guys, is that they're a AAA company with tons of money. And the next take that I want to cut down that coincides with that is my friend here. Most of you guys are respectful, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you guys, but Flamester says, maybe I'm out of touch, but I do think constant expansions and charging helps companies support the free updates that come with the game. It's certainly a different kind of greed than EA, killing Westwood and Bullfrog. These are getting way too expensive, though. The reason that this is a bad take is because I never said that DLCs should just all be free updates. I said that Utopia and Federations should both be free updates because I felt like they were purposely left out of the game to be able to charge money for later, because Utopia and Federations are integral to the quality of the game. But my thing wasn't they don't need expansions that cost money. My thing was that they should be cheaper because they are more expensive than what they're worth. And I still stand by that. You don't need to charge $20. It should be $10. The species pack should be $4. The story pack should be $5, like they are when they're on sale. Because most people even say just buy the DLC when it's on sale, because that's when it's worth its value. And I agree with that. So why isn't it always the sale price if that's what the value really is? Tons of people bought it for full price when it first came out, and they just got screwed because it wasn't worth the full price they're asking for. So that's two things, right? That's actually three things. The sale price thing, saying it's always on sale, so it's not that bad. Then why isn't it always the sale price? The fact that they need to charge this money to keep existing. They don't. They are a AAA studio. $2.77 billion with only 800 employees is fucking insane. And the third thing was that they're not a AAA studio. They're a small indie developer. That's not true. They are a huge fucking AAA studio, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, then also with Daniel, I said that game companies like Terraria, the games like Terraria, No Man's Sky, and Minecraft all released free updates for their games that were considerably large. He said Minecraft had microtransactions. That's true, but guess what? It doesn't affect the gameplay, so who gives a shit? Minecraft released tons of free updates, and it's honestly was surprisingly how well Microsoft just kept doing that. Terraria sold over 35. That's a terrible take. Terraria just gives you free updates. Is a much smaller company that makes much less money. So Relogic, thank you. They're a really great company. They're an indie developer. Support Terraria, support Relogic. They're the opposite of Greed. I believe they sell Terraria for like $20, if that much. And then with No Man's Sky, scammed its customers at release. I don't think that's true. I think No Man's Sky, they did lie about how much they had done, but so far they have released everything they said they would release and more, all for free. So No Man's Sky, I don't view it as that. I view what they did as wrong, but they did release everything and more for free, which is something that Stellaris cannot say. They don't even release basic gameplay features that are in Utopia and Federations until you pay for it. So it's pretty fucked. You should have talked to people about Paradox Games, people about Paradox Games who know more about games than you do. Daniel, you're a fucking idiot. You thought fucking Paradox Games needs to charge $20 to make their money back on the DLCs because they said so. That's fucking retarded. So let's move on here. Another thing I saw, a pretty big comment that's really hard to really go against, but I just think it's a dumb take, is the idea that if you put a lot of hours into a game, that it should cost more. Let me see where the guy said that real quick, guys. I'm sorry, we're going over 5,000 hours from Paradox Games. The total ratio of hours per dollar fits quite well. I disagree with that 100%, because it's like, okay, you go to a movie theater, pay $20 for a movie, you're there for 2 hours. Should that actually have costed like 20 cents because you're only there for 2 hours? Is that how that works? Or for a game like God of War, which is an amazing Ragnarok, amazing game. Both God of War games, the most recent ones, are both amazing. Legendary, people love them. Maybe consider some of the best games ever made. I don't personally think so, but they are great games. Because they only have 15-hour stories, should they in fact be $30? Because you didn't get 1,000 hours of content out of them, even though each hour of that content was so much more involved. So the hour per content take is just really stupid in my opinion. Because like, okay, well, you play this game for 3,000 hours, so now you have to pay $500 for it. That's fucking stupid. And to go on that point further, you're the people they're targeting. I hope you guys do realize that. If you have 1,000 hours in Stellaris, 2,000 hours of Stellaris, they know you're going to buy whatever the fuck they sell. You know, they could charge the DLCs for $30 a piece, the fucking species packs, and you would probably pay for it because you're starving that much more for Stellaris content because you put so much time into it. So you're the people they're targeting. You're the people they're scamming. I mean, you guys, a lot of people bring up Sims 4 and EA. Who the fuck do you think buys a Sims 4 DLC? The people that love the game and would die defending it. They're the ones that pay fucking $1,000 for all the Sims 4 DLC. They're in the same exact boat you guys are. You're no better than them, just a different game and different studio. EA is just bigger and does it better than Paradox Interactive. They're better at scamming people, but Paradox is doing the exact same thing, and it's hurting its biggest fans, like you guys. You guys just don't see it for some reason. That's why I made this video, is to really open your guys' eyes and say, the AAA studio, they make $180 million per year. They're extremely rich, and they're scamming the people that love their games the most. That's exactly what they're doing. So I think oh yeah, then here, this Oliver Kurzweg, he said, this is a bit of a mixed outlook, and I have to digress. Indeed, the predatory behavior to leave out core content and deliver an incredibly bare-bones vanilla game is bullshit. $180 for something you have hundreds of hours of potential playtime with. Compare that to the $69.79 Ubisoft charges for the same Far Cry, or the $80 every new Call of Duty costs. It's still good value propositions. have fun with it a lot and take that any time over free-to-play games, manage to trick some customers into ruining their lives with gaming mechanics. First off, I want to say that Crusader Kings 2 is free, has over $400 of DLC, so that right there is the Paradox Interactive doing the free-to-play trick there. So, fuck Paradox Interactive. Obviously not as bad as, like, you know, loot boxes maybe, but I wouldn't put it past them if they were making an RPG or MMO. Then this take right here is particularly bad in my opinion because that you look at the hundreds of hours of potential playtime with. Well, Ubisoft and maybe not Far Cry. Ubisoft's just a shit studio, I'm not gonna lie. But probably more people have put more thousands of hours into Far Cry than people have put thousands of hours into Slayers. So let's just be honest here, Far Cry's a bigger game. More people probably play it for longer. And Call of Duty, I know for sure that there's probably more people that put 1,000 hours into the new Call of Duty than there's players of Slayers. So does that mean that Call of Duty should cost fucking $500? Because that's the logic you're really giving me here. Is that some people will get more time out of Call of Duty total. It should cost like fucking $10,000 for the game. And same with Far Cry, even though this shit is wild. Ubisoft is fucked. They do make the same game every year with Far Cry. That's actually insane. I'm not going to disagree with you there, Oliver. They will make jack shit. But people still play it for more than Slayer, so that means it should cost more money. And also, I noticed hate on Far Cry, but enjoying a game is subjective. Most people in the world probably do prefer Call of Duty to Solaris. So, again, it's, you know, everyone's different perspective. And Call of Duty is a very well-made game. I will give them that defense. It's the same thing every instance, but it is a very high-quality game every time. They do what they do best. So I think that's everything I really have to say here. And I think the biggest problem with my video was that I focused too much on Stellaris because that's the game I'm most familiar with, when in reality, I should have brought up Crusader Kings and Europa as well. I mean, pretty much any fucking Paradox Interactive game, all of them have fucking hundreds of dollars in DLCs. And if I really showed the whole, like, what they do regularly, it's just their normal thing, I think people would have understood what I was trying to say better. But most people just think, for some reason, I think a lot of people think Paradox Interactive just makes Stellaris and that they're an indie developer, when that's just simply not true. I have right here, Michael Grant. I feel I see us in Rival Greed, where so many AA games off the shelf are now sold for standard $80 and must have a total of 14 hours of gameplay, which is about $5.79. That's just a dumb fucking take right there. I'm sorry, Michael. You had a respectful comment. I appreciate you, but that's just a shit take. Because, like, how does that make sense, man? It's like you're saying Outlast is a shit game because it costs like $20. It only had like 5 hours of gameplay. It's just a bad take. Especially, like I said earlier, when people play Call of Duty for fucking 2,000 hours, which is insane. But, you know, they should, in your experience, it should be more than 80 USD the way you're saying. Yeah, see, it's just insane. It just doesn't make sense to me why people would say this. I didn't fucking 260. You are who they're scamming, Grant. Right here, $263 on Solaris and Solaris DLC, 3,000, 5,000. You are who they're scamming. They're selling you barely any content, and you're paying full price for all of it, my friend. You are the target, and they are fucking picking you off. You're easy pickings, my man. They know you love it, and they're like, fuck yeah. You're the people that buy Sims 4 DLC. You're in the same exact boat as them, Michael. You are the people in the Sims 4 DLC. You're the people paying. You're the person paying for that. Except you're just doing it for Stellaris. Because those people love Sims just as much as you love Stellaris. Have just as much hours in it. They're doing the same exact thing. Paying too much for too little content. And here, I think this is a bad take as well. I'm sorry, I'm really harping on you, Michael. You just gave me a lot of good things to harp on. You really condensed together what a lot of people said. I guess Stellaris is a game. It may not be for everyone, but in that case, I may suggest don't buy a DLC and put resources toward a game you don't enjoy. First off, I love Stellaris. I think Stellaris is an amazing game. But I think it's bullshit how much they charge for the DLC, and I think they're scamming people that do love the game, which is why I have such a problem with it, which is why I made the video. I'm happy I made the video, because it's very obvious a lot of you are fucking defending Paradox Interactive to your death because you enjoy their games. You can enjoy their games and still disagree with their business tactics, which is what I'm doing. They make great games, but they're fucking scamming you. EU4 is the worst I found at $400. That's as much as a next-gen console just for a game. Exactly. And then Mike Mitchell here. If they didn't charge money for these expansions, as well as incentive for people to buy them, there'd be no financially feasible way for them to update the game more than a year after it's released. So since so many DLC has been added, you make a case for a subscription. No, I think that description is evil. Never do subscription. I will say that's one thing that's good about Stellaris. They don't have a subscription. So maybe not the greediest company ever, but they're fucking up there. But subscriptions is terrible. However, I wouldn't go as far to paint Paradox as an evil, greedy company. They're successful and logical company. That's a terrible take. Charging too much for each DLC. They're worth their AAA studio worth $2.77 billion. I don't think you knew that. I don't think you knew that they're making $180 million per year with only 800 employees. I don't think you realize that. So yeah, they are an evil and greedy company because they're overcharging for everything they release. Also, people said there's been a price hike in like Call of Duty and stuff in recent AAA games, which is right here, where that's like greedy that they're charging more for it. Well, Paradox Interactive has started charging $30 instead of $20 per DLC for Crusader Kings 3 with their most recent DLCs. So they're doing the same thing. They're upcharging as well. So, there's no defense there either. I would honestly say someone like Call of Duty, like Activision, is much less greedy than Paradox Interactive. And I would say Paradox Interactive is pretty much along the lines as EA. They do the similar thing. It's just EA's better at it. EA has had more success doing it. They're better at it, and that's why they make more money, and that's why they're the fucking punching bag of the gaming community. So everyone knows EA is dog shit. Paradox Interactive, people don't know their dog shit yet and what their business tactics are, and that's why they're not getting roasted constantly online, when in reality they do the same exact fucking thing EA does, guys. So yeah, they are as greedy as EA, as the title asked, and I hope this opened your guys' eyes a little bit. If you still disagree with me, please explain why. Maybe it's just something we'll never be able to agree on, like the time thing. Like, I put 5,000 hours in, so that means it's worth it. I think that's a dumb take. I really don't know how to attack it and say it's a bad take, but I just think it is, because it's like you can say that for anything in the fucking world, and then suddenly nothing's worth it anymore, and you should just kill yourself, Like, it's just that's such like a pessimistic view to have, I think. Like, oh my gosh, I just watched the movie for 2 hours. I should only have paid 20 cents for it. Or, oh my gosh, I played Skyrim for 10,000 hours. I should have paid $8,000 for it. It's just like, what? Like, really? That's what you think? You love paying money and getting scammed for barely any content? Okay, Stellaris players. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone who commented, who agreed and disagreed with me. There's a little jovial roasting in there. Hope no one got too mad about it. Except you, Daniel. Fuck you, Daniel. God damn it. No one harass anyone, by the way. I really don't have that much reach, but please don't harass anyone I mentioned here. Daniel just got in my head, man. Got in my head. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Peace out, and have a blessed day.